into the CHGO Bulls Podcast, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download their app. Be sure to use promo code CHGO when you sign up. I'm Peck. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Peck. Join my guy, Big Dave, in studio. Big Dave is at BAWL Sports in your face. We are CHGO_Bulls. Our guy, Willie Gottlieb, is off today. He'll be back tomorrow.
Grandpa Willie.
How you doing, buddy?
Quite wonderful. How are you, sir?
Doing great. We got Sarah on the controls. Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi.
Is Sarah a thing?
Sarah? Yeah.
That's
actually, all my college roommates call me Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Thanks. Yeah, that's
I don't
me.
know. I like Sarah. I'm not
I
a
know.
Sarah
No?
guy. Not a Sarah guy. No.
Really?
I like
I
Sarah.
feel like I've talked about this. The only time I ever had a nickname was when I went to college, and
Okay.
some of my friends call me Sarah Bear, or just Sarah.
Sarah Bear.
It's so great.
Yeah.
It's just one syllable, and you know who you're talking to.
I'm more Sarah Bear than I am Sarah.
Yeah.
I think that's me. I think I'm more like, hey, Sarah Bear.
Well, I've never had a nickname, so I embraced it pretty quickly.
Okay.
I was like, I'll take it.
I'm a nickname giver. It's what I do. I hand out nicknames like candy, man. It's what I do.
Okay.
So you might have one coming your way.
I like candy.
Candy's nice. Yes.
Candy's good.
Also, shout out to the newest edition of our sales team at CHGO, Jim, over here hanging out in the studio.
Hey,
Pleasure
Jim.
meeting him.
Hello.
Welcome aboard, Jim. Happy
Like
to
the
have
wave
you.
there, Jim. That's a good one.
Preemptive
Jim.
apologies for
Yes.
Big Dave and I being annoying
Jim,
and
Jim.
children whenever we're hanging out
I don't
here
know
at the
about
office.
annoying, but children is
Children
correct.
for sure.
Children for sure. I don't know about annoying, though. But children, yeah. Gonna be that, for sure.
Fun stuff to get to on today's show. We're going to talk about the Jaylen Brown contract news that just dropped this morning because that's massive. Like, biggest deal in NBA contract history, massive.
Yeah, that's
and
wild.
people in Bulls Twitter have some opinions
Got some
about whether or not
thoughts.
that should make them feel better or worse or the same about Zach LaVine and his max contract that he signed last year. We'll talk about that. And then also, NBA future bets are starting to come out. Speaking of today's show, brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings futures bets for NBA teams making the playoffs and win over under totals are out. I was looking at them this morning. I am fascinated. We'll talk about those too and where the Bulls stack up. First, though, a couple other housekeeping things that I wanted to mention at the top of today's show. Tomorrow, the 26th of July, Wednesday, the first of our two-part CHGO Crosstown Series takeovers happening at Comiskey, guaranteed rate, is already sold out.
Woo!
So thank you all, everybody who got tickets for the one tomorrow. But if you don't get tickets, if you weren't fast enough getting tickets to the crossover series takeover, you can still catch our crew of CHGO people and the CHGO Sox crew pre-gaming at the Carrig Pub in Oak Forest before the game, or just go find them at the ballpark. They will be in Section 529 for tomorrow night's White Sox-Cubs Crosstown Series.
Won't be hard to find.
Part 2, tickets are still available. That was happening at Wrigley Field next month, August 16th. Tickets to that one you can still get on our website when you go to the CHGO events section of our CHGO website. And, of course, as Sarah showed you with that graphic there, ticket comes with your choice of both of our CHGO Crosstown shirts, Northsiders and Southsiders. There that is again. So if you missed out on the one happening tomorrow night, get your tickets for the one on the North Side next month. There's one. 2. Big Dave, we got a live remote show happening on Thursday this week
Yes, we do.
at a very cool event,
Yes, we do.
the 43rd National Sports Collectors Convention.
43rd?
43 of them things
Hate 'em.
happening at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, right there by O'Hare.
Shout out.
Our show will be live 3 o'clock Central Time from the Convention Center.
Right.
And we've got a whole slate of CHGO programming for you guys that day, starting with the CHGO Sports Pod with Kev and our guys at 11 a.m., and then shows every hour. We'll be at 3 o'clock. I think the Bears crew's wrapping things up at 4 o'clock.
Of course they are, baby.
And apparently there's going to be a whole bunch of very cool people in addition to very cool collectibles at this convention.
I mean, like you're saying yourself, right?
No, I wasn't talking about me. I was talking about, like, there's rumors that Dennis Rodman is making an appearance at this event.
Are you going to be okay?
I'll try.
You sure?
I was telling some of our friends before he showed up, if I see him, I'm tackling him and dragging him onto our set.
Again, why I asked the question. Are you going to be okay? Do I have to do security
This
again?
is where Dave is security.
All right. Well, all right. I'm on duty, guys. I'm on duty.
Also, radio voice
right.
of the Bulls, Bill Wennington, 3-time NBA champ with
Hey,
the Bulls.
shout out, Bill.
Scheduled to make an appearance. Maybe
Shout
we'll
out.
run into him.
That'd be cool.
But so here's the cool kicker. It's if you're into sports collectibles, which if you're watching our CHGO content, there's a good chance you are.
Facts.
Come check it out. Admission tickets for adults is $30, very reasonable.
Yeah.
And if you want to bring the kiddos along, kids get free entry. So come on down. National Sports Collectibles Convention this Thursday, CHGO. We will be there doing shows live all day starting from 11 a.m. We are up at 3. Come hang out. Come say hi.
The biggest kids that will be there will be us. So come hang out with us.
12-year-olds.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he see Dennis Rodman, you're gonna see it. It's gonna happen. Like, I promise you.
When I saw Joe in Paris, you called me a 6-year-old.
Yes.
So Dennis is 12.
Yes. Like, yeah. There's nothing that's gonna top
doubly
Joe King.
mature.
Yeah, there's nothing
if I
gonna
get
top
to.
Joe King.
Okay, I've never gotten to meet Dennis.
But Dennis
Met MJ, met Scotty, obviously met my hero Joe. Never.
Yes,
Have you ever
yes.
met Dennis Rodman?
I've never met Dennis. I've never
Definitely
met
a
MJ
bucket
either.
list thing.
Yeah, definitely met MJ. Definitely met Scotty, Horace. So yeah, I'll put Dennis on there for sure. That would be cool.
He's on that list.
That'd be cool.
Last piece of housekeeping. Earlier today, we officially launched our CHGO summer sale
Hey.
at our CHGO merch locker.
Save some money.
Today through
at that
July 30th. There you see our guy, Io, rocking the dope CHGO flag, black and white tee. Several items in the CHGO merch locker are 50% off, including that dope King of the Forest shirt that we released midway through this past Bulls season.
Classic.
That was 50% off right now, among several others. And basically everything else that isn't 50% off is at least 25% off. So go get your shopping done. Get yourself some deals at the CHGO merch locker now through
Sale.
July 30th.
That's called a sale, ladies and gentlemen. Save you
Sale.
some money and look cool. Look at
Love
Io.
a sale.
Oh, Sarah with the clutch coming through. Yes, save you some money, man. It's awesome. And you'll look cool. And you'll look amazing.
True story.
Those shirts are awesome, man. They really are. So can't wait to see y'all get your shirts in. I'm going to get mine, and we can be twinsies. Nothing wrong with that. It's
Twinsies.
a thing. It can happen.
It's a frequent occurrence here at the CHGO studios.
True.
When people show up to work wearing the same exact
It's true.
t-shirt.
And in no way is that depressing.
I've been on a streak with Cody lately. Him and I are always wearing the same.
is?
Cody and
You
I
and
from
Cody?
Cubs. Yeah, from the Cubs show. Him and I
God.
are always matching.
How's Cody holding up?
Yeah, how is Cody?
I feel like I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
The Cubs are really doing a
telling me
number
he's
on him.
dead inside.
Well, I worked a lot of the shows last week, and I don't know. The first game with the Cardinals was horrible because I was at 7-2 game. That was awful. But they did then win the rest of the games with the Cardinals, so that was great. But with the trade deadline coming up, I don't know. I don't know. I've said my piece with it. I personally think we're going to sell the team, or we should sell the team and just start from scratch.
Okay.
But I don't know if anyone wants to hear Cody rant and be upset. Head over to CHGO
Yeah, when I
Cubs.
saw him say that on Twitter. I tweeted him back. I was like, I got to hang out with my man, dog.
Well, he stopped drinking because of how depressed he is.
Oh,
wow.
He literally stopped doing the beer bat because he feels the Cubs don't deserve it. Like,
damn.
that's where he's at right now.
Yeah, Corey told me he needs
Interesting.
one of my hugs pronto.
When you-
That's what
when
he
you-
told me.
It's either one or the other. If you're feeling down and your sports teams aren't winning, you either need to drink less or drink more.
Yeah, one or the other.
Cody chose the healthier option.
Yeah, see, he
Good
knows
for him.
himself. He knows himself, and that's good. It's a good thing out there, kids. Know yourself.
He
but I
still
gotta
needs
hang
a
out.
job, yeah. So
Yeah.
he has to. Maybe
I
he
gotta hang out,
shouldn't
man.
drink so much.
I gotta hang out with my guy, man. He can't be like this all the time.
It's true. He needs some of that Big Dave positivity
That's
to rub
it,
off
man.
on. He's
I
the
got
only
plenty of
person
it.
around here I know who takes losses harder than I do.
This is true. Ooh, that's a fact. Oh my God, that is so true. And that's saying something.
It's saying something. Maybe Bragg's and Bears losses is up there too.
No, well, I have to see it first because last year it was different.
Well,
what I
last
mean? That was
year
a
we
whole
were
different
trying to
monster.
lose.
Exactly. So I got to see it this year. I
Yeah.
got to watch him this year and see how it is, man. But, ooh, yeah, Cody, my guy, love you, man.
Yeah, he would have been on the floor of the bar right next to me if we watched that Parkey missed field goal together a few years back. Whew, that one still stings.
It happened. I was there.
You know what doesn't sting?
What's that?
$300 million.
It does not.
Earlier this morning, Mark J. Spears reporting that Jaylen Brown and the Boston Celtics have agreed on a 5-year super max extensione worth up to $304 million.
Congratulations.
The richest contract in NBA history.
Shout out to him. I'm proud of him, man.
Proud of him for getting that money.
Yes, absolutely.
First thought
Absolutely.
was, wow, Celtics are really doubling down and keeping, for now, Jalen and Tatum together.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I'm still not sold on the whole letting Marcus Smart go, letting Grant Williams go, bringing in Kristaps. I honestly don't know if the Celtics got better this offseason. I need to see it before I believe it. But people always wondering, is it time for them to break up Tatum and Brown? They've gotten close, but they haven't gotten over that mountaintop.
Yeah.
Conference finals appearances, one finals appearance when they lost to the Warriors in 2022. Like, that's why I think people who are saying, I don't know if Jaylen Brown is this good and deserving this level of insane supermax money.
Yeah.
If you're that close, I don't think there is a better option.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
It's not a better option. It's not. First of all, it's what the market dictates. So the market dictates what he's supposed to have. He fulfilled all his needs. He fulfilled the contract, the incentives. He gets the supermax. He gets his check. Congratulations to him. It is wild to say that the richest and largest contract in NBA history is Jaylen Brown. That is wild to say. But he's a really good basketball player. Obviously a clear number 2. We know Tatum's number 1. Can't wait to see what that contract is going to look like.
Whew.
That's going to be insane. But you don't break this up now. You break it up. If they were approaching their 30s and they had multiple like that, then I would understand it.
Right.
These guys are still kind of in their primes. Or honestly not even really just approaching them, if we want to be real about it. Like, I don't even think Jaylen Brown has really touched his yet. So, yeah, man, like I think you keep that together. It doesn't make sense to break this up now. They're still pretty young. They'll still be the favorites. You know, you can say they're still the favorites coming in next year in the Eastern Conference to get back to the finals, even with the changes that they made because of the 2 guys that they have. So, yeah, shout out to him. I'm very, very happy for him, man. And, yeah, he's a good dude, too, on top of that. So, yeah. You keep it together. Keep it together.
Keep it together. Keep it
Keep
together.
it together. Keep it together. Keep it together. Keep it together.
What is that from?
Bowfinger.
There it is. Bowfinger. Man, Eddie Murphy and Steve Martin.
Yeah.
What a classically bad movie.
You want to hear something weird? I was literally quoting that earlier, like 2 hours ago. And then you just did that, too.
We have the same brain.
That's weird. I literally was. I was washing dishes saying, keep it together. Keep it together. I'm saying that.
Keep it
I
together.
was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that movie.
Those glasses that Murphy
Oh,
wears in
okay.
that movie.
I
God.
guess so.
So good. I think that movie came out just a season or two before Sarah was born.
Yeah. It's just a shade under that. Yeah.
Actually, maybe well before.
Yeah, scoosh like that.
2000?
2000.
Jesus Christ.
2000.
Yeah.
In my defense, January 25th. So
Okay.
almost.
Your defense?
So the
Almost.
beginning.
Defending
At
when you were
1999.
beginning of the
Yeah,
2000s.
Very, very beginning.
Showed up right after the Millennium Parties. Hold on. We're pausing our Bulls content to discover the release year of Bowfinger because this is important
This is
information.
important information.
1999.
Oh, right on the edge. Right there. Oh, man. I've watched it several times because it's terrible.
Yeah.
I love terrible. And it's terrible. It's really good and
It is
terrible.
awesomely bad.
It's good. And a good cast, too. It's wild.
Yeah.
Like a good cast, but really terribly written movie. Mm-hmm. But I enjoy it.
Oh, shout out everybody hanging out in the comments. Juan, Maddie, Legend, Corey, Dinko Hoops, Drewish. So obviously the next place my mind went to after seeing the Jaylen Brown news and thinking about the Celtics and their situation is Zach LaVine.
Yes.
The Bulls max guy. Just got his contract last year. And I wasn't even really thinking about it in a Cowley-esque pull a grenade and throw it kind of way. But I just quote tweeted this news from Spears and said, still mad about that Zach contract, Bulls fans? And the replies. Y'all out there have opinions about this, comparing the Jaylen Brown contract and the Celtics situation to Zach's contract and the Bulls situation. The one called DJ right off the bat just fairly asking, is Jaylen better than Zach? Mm-hmm. Most people, I think, would automatically say, yes, he's better than Zach, if you think about his accolades versus Zach's. But I'm pretty sure I saw the past 2 seasons, who has a better true shooting percentage between those 2 players?
Tell me, Matt.
The one who plays on our team.
Oh. Interesting.
Gary and Ross in the comments saying this contract is nuts. Skylar Edwards was never mad about the contract. I just know we don't get past the second round with him, Zach, as the centerpiece. Brett in the comments saying, yes, the Celtics are perennial title contenders. It's worth it for them to keep it together. Keep it together.
Keep it together.
The Bulls are a fringe playoff team. That matters. We'll stop there. Maybe I'll read some more comments because, oh, dear God, there are lots of them. But so that, I think, is the one fair thing to raise as a counterpoint to the Bulls' best option was keeping Zach on a max contract and paying him a contract that he is worth. And we'll get to just how much better that contract's going to look with each year that passes.
Pretty.
But where is this team and where might they be headed compared to where the Bulls are and might be headed, and those contracts being different and signing those players to stick around on significant raises compared to their previous contract, not meaning the same thing, and comparing apples and oranges when you think about the fact that the Celtics are perennial title contenders, at least Eastern Conference Finals contenders. So, yeah, you pay one of the best guys on that team to stick around versus paying Zach for a team that might be capped out as a first-round exit team. I don't know about you, Dave. That, to me, is the one argument to, no, it doesn't make me feel better about Zach's contract because Zach and the Bulls are still where they are compared to Jaylen, who's making way more money, but on a team that still has a shot. What do you think about that?
So, yeah, you're sacrificing the money for the wins.
Right.
I can't argue that. Like, yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's what it's all about. I have no problem paying somebody if it means you're going to win or put you in a better position to do so. That's fine. It didn't make me feel better about it because we sat up here for months, along with Whittaker Gottlieb, telling people, like, just wait until you see what Jaylen Brown's going to get and just wait until you see what Zach's contract looks like going forward. Because his contract is going to remind you of the last contract that he signed that people were up in arms about. $20 million again. What's going on? He doesn't get that. I'm like, well, then as soon as the years started going by, I'm like, wait a minute, that's a pretty good deal. And then he signs a new one. I can't believe they're giving him $40 million. What are you doing? So, yeah, man, like time is going to – we continue to say just wait till the years continue to go, and it's going to look better and better and better. If you see this contract – and you're already thinking what kind of player Jaylen Brown is, look at Zach's contract in comparison to that. We can debate the player and all that other stuff if you want. That's fine. I'm just talking about those guys are pretty similar.
Yeah.
And look at the money between it. Now, imagine Zach getting $300 million from the Chicago Bulls, man. Just imagine that for a second. And what Bulls they should be looking like right about now.
Dude, we would have to batten down the hatches of this place if we were still defending a Zach LaVine contract. If it was anything remotely resembling this Jaylen Brown contract that just happened.
Absolutely insane. But I agree with you as far as like you sacrifice that money because you want to keep those two of the best players in the league together, the best duo, do you know what I mean? Together in a conference that's wide open. The Eastern Conference. It's wide open, ladies and gentlemen. So you give those guys that to get them there. Again, they were a game away. And they got to play it against the Heat. They were a game away. The previous season before, they also went to a Game 7. Like, they're always in it. You know, the Celtics are always in it. So why would you want to break that streak at all? It doesn't make sense to do so. So pay him his money. Keep going for the championship. Maybe you'll get back there again. You came up 2 games short against the Warriors of all teams. So, you know, you have another opportunity to get better and do so. A guy with that kind of experience, Jaylen Brown in his career, Matt, is not used to losing. All he knows is winning.
Well, he's used to losing in the second or third round of the playoffs.
No. I'm saying you're right. I'm talking about here, though. Like I'm talking about that's for me is still winning.
Right.
You know what I mean? Every year he is in contention to be a champion.
Correct.
Every single year.
Yeah.
That for me is used to winning.
Yeah.
He's not used to struggling to get to the playoffs.
Right.
Struggling to get out the first round. No, he's like, no, we going deep into the playoffs, and we're going to try to make a championship run. That's what he's used to. Jason Tatum, too, he's used to that as well. So.
Right. And look, one of the many other replies that I didn't get to mentioned something about Zach having not won a single playoff series in his NBA career. So why should we feel better about Zach's contract seeing this Jaylen one? Because Jaylen is a key piece of a team that's been winning playoff series a lot over the last 4 or 5 years.
Facts.
That is a fair point. The obvious immediate counter is, has Zach LaVine ever played on a team with as much collective talent and cohesion and well-built team chemistry as the teams that Jaylen started playing on basically right out of the gate?
From the beginning.
Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. Jim Carrey.
So just some numbers that I want to throw out there because I think it's funny. This is from Yossi Goslin of Hoops Hype, who tweeted out after the Jaylen news broke, assuming that the salary cap rises up to the 10% max in the 24-25 NBA season salary cap, Jaylen Brown's contract will break down thusly year by year. 52.4, 56.6, 60.7, 64.9, $69.1 million dollars. And our guy, Wildigo Gottlieb, quote tweeted those numbers from Yossi Goslin earlier today. And here is Zach's, per our guy, Wildigo Gottlieb. 37, 40, 43, 45.9, 48.9. Doesn't that sound better?
Sounds a little bit better to me, man. Sounds a little bit better to me for a guy that is the same kind of caliber of basketball player. I think you also hit the nail on the head as far as what is that. We talked about Jaylen Brown being used to winning. Zach is not. He's not used to winning. I mean, let's just go back to the stat I brought up where he had never won 4 games in a row. Like, that was a thing for Zach LaVine until like a year or so ago. You know what I mean? It's a long time to not win those kind of games, man. So, yeah, he hasn't had a team built around him like that. He hasn't walked into those situations. Whether you want to say it's the organization's fault or the player's fault, whoever, it's failed around him. That's all I know. It hasn't worked around him, man. So hopefully it gets a little better for him. But this is a wonderful contract that he has. We said it was going to look good as it went forward. It's going to look great. Let's look at Jaylen Brown's contract and see if it's going to mean wins for every single year of that contract. You know what I mean? Like, they could falter. You know, they could. I said he's used to winning, but nothing's a guarantee going into any season. So they're the favorites coming in this year. I think they have a great chance. But after that, we have no idea what it's going to look like. You just talked about you're not even that secure in what your belief of the Celtics because of the changes that have gone down. We'll see what it looks like. But I know what won't change is that check that young man's about to get. And the people that they might not be able to get because of the check that they had to give him, man. But I know what team could.
Yeah.
And that's Chicago Bulls.
People debating how much better of a player than Zach LaVine is Jaylen Brown, really. I mentioned it earlier, and I wanted to double-check because I'm pretty sure I had this right, and here it is. Zach LaVine's true shooting percentages over the past 3 seasons, 2 of which he was an all-star, 63.4, 60.5, 60.7.
I've heard that's good.
Jaylen Brown the past 3 seasons, 2 all-stars in the past 3 seasons, same as Zach, 58.6, 57.4, 58.1. Zach's numbers are, what's the word, better? And I know it's one stat, and jumped down my throat about, stat picking, whatever. Of
course.
Look, Jaylen, over the past 3 seasons, points per game averages, 24.7, 23.6, 26.6. 26.6 was a big one this past year. But it's basically right in the same wheelhouse as Zach as a scorer, 27.4, 24.4, 24.8.
It's right there, guys.
And our guy is going to be making $10 million a year less annually for the years that these 2 contracts overlap. And the last thing that I think is worth mentioning, and then we can move on, is in case you happened upon this while I was looking up those stats and mentioned it already, I apologize, but the tradability of Zach's contract.
Yes.
This contract that Zach is on, look, the Bulls did not like any of the offers they got for Zach this summer. Fine. He's still a really good player in his prime that we'll have next season.
Correct.
If they do still flirt with the idea of trading Zach and blowing up this Zach, DeMar, Vooch trio at some point in the near future, his contract is tradable.
It's sexy.
Way more appealing to teams out there looking to add a scoring all-star caliber player in their prime than the contract that Jaylen Brown just signed. If the Celtics decide after signing him to that deal that what we actually need to do is blow it up.
Yeah, because, and you know what else, Matt, it plays into is that everybody, Zach's not a 1, he's a 2. Well, I know who's definitely a number 2, and that's Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
So trading that kind of contract for a dude who's a clear-cut number 2, ouch. You know what I mean? It's a little different, man. A little different.
I don't know if you heard, Dave, but you're actually forbidden from signing second-best players on good teams to max contracts.
Oh, is that the new clause?
You're not allowed to do it.
Damn it.
The max contract police will come for you in the form of a Twitter handle with a random name and 8 digits attached to the back of it.
Is that who was in my backyard? Damn it. I knew it was them.
Yo, you better get a gate for your backyard.
I got something else.
Colin in the comments chiming in. I'll say it again. We're lucky Zach didn't make All-NBA, which he deserved in the second half of the season.
He did. He definitely deserved it in the second half.
Damn right.
He was one of the best players in the league, like top 15 players in the league in the second half of the season. He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But 14-9 is what you got. You know what I mean? Like, it's what you got out of that. But, yeah, he deserved it. But the first half, he was cool. He was not injured. You know what I mean? He was dealing with some things. So
yeah, it was interesting to see that news from Jaylen Brown because people assumed that contract was coming, and then it was a little bit delayed. Then finally it came after the Celtics made some other moves this offseason. And it's interesting to compare it to Zach's.
it is.
And I won't be upset if the Zach max contract police out there in Bulls Nation are just inconsolably triggered right now.
I love all the intelligence because everybody becomes just a math genius around this time. And I appreciate reading all this stuff, man, the intelligence of these Bulls.
You know who's actually maybe the most upset about this Jaylen Brown contract news that dropped today?
Who's this?
Our guy Kendall Gill.
Oh, pissed.
Man came into the league 30 years too early.
He pissed, dog. He still got a 10-day in him.
Yeah.
Still got a 10-day in him, all right? Let's see what he got. That 60-40 ain't for nothing. He give you a 10-day out there. Damn, at 50, I believe him. That's what's wild. Is that wild? Like, I really do believe he did out there and do that.
Oh,
man.
I believe that.
Oh my
we
God.
should recruit him to participate in the Bulls Fest 3-on-3.
Oh,
You,
cool.
Will, and Kendall can go out there, and I'll be our coach.
All right.
Who actually just sits with a cooler on the sideline.
Or I Kendall and you,
Ooh.
and then I could sit with the cooler and be the coach on the sideline.
Okay, co-head coaches.
Okay.
Io, Kendall, and Will the Go Gottlieb.
Done.
That's our team.
We're done. We're
winning
in.
it all.
Run it. You got this, man. All right.
Woo.
Split the money between us.
I mean, I don't know if NBC Sports is planning on fielding a team, but sorry, we got dibs on Kendall.
Got tips. Showing up at his house at 5 a.m. He gonna already be up.
Time to train, KG. He's like,
I already did that.
I've already worked out twice today.
Like, I already had the pre-workout, guys. Like, I was having the real workout.
Peck, you still smell like yesterday's beers.
Hey.
Yeah, that's how I start my training. All right, let's take our first break. Then we'll come back and dive into some of these NBA futures bets that are up on DraftKings right now and where our beloved Bulls stack up. If you are watching along with us on YouTube, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate it. It helps us out a lot, and it takes you half a second. Just do it right now. Click done. And subscribe to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel if you aren't already. Big Dave.
Yeah.
Who do we have up first today?
I think I'm ready. Sarah, what time is it?
Game time hoops.
She said hoops.
I mean, she got
the S on it.
Yeah, there's no S on hoops.
I've been I don't know what's going on.
Keep putting the S on the hoops.
That's a conversation
Game
between
time
owls.
Game time hoop.
Yeah. Game time who?
Game time hoop.
Yeah, who?
Okay.
I put the stank on it, Sarah.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
Also, there was just not enough behind any of it.
Yeah. Tell you what, Sarah, when at the end, listen to how it's done. You're going to see the you're going to see the and you're going to feel that.
That's
you're
why you guys are the
inspired.
professionals.
You're going to be inspired. Well, a professional drinker.
Anyone can do it.
As he holds on to the IPA right there. But yes, game time. That's what we're talking about, y'all. Buying tickets to your favorite event should not be stressful. Game time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all your sports, music, comedy, and theater nearest you with killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee. You can stop stressing and tripping over tickets and start getting hyped up and ready for all the fun that you're about to have. What do you get with that? Well, guess what? They got the flash deals and the last-minute tickets. Easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event in your area. My favorite, the images of the seat views, because as a big fella, I need to know where I'm sitting and where I can stick my leg out at.
Man,
it's very important.
particular about his seats.
Extremely particular about my seats. This is not my seat. Extremely particular about it, all right? Lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, and even job loss protection. They have got your back. However you are doing your thing, Game Time is for you. So snag tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code CHGO. What's that going to get you? $20 off your first purchase. Ooh. Oh, it's amazing. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code CHGO for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Because Matt Peck, what time is it? Game Time who? See that right there, Sarah? You feel that?
Yeah, I like that one.
Little extra stank right there in his soul. That's it right there. That's it. It's a hoot. You know what I mean? Yeah, gotta get that. You'll be ready next time. We still believing in you. We're going to keep putting you in the game.
I know. No, I'm here. I'm here for it.
Keep shooting. Keep shooting.
She's a CHGO softball team all-star this year by all accounts.
Fact.
So
this is the fact.
You know she's ready for game time.
Yeah, because anytime they win, I always see her name mentioned.
It's true
every
story.
single time.
Last night, though, that
I don't want to talk about
bad,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then,
That
hey,
was really
I heard the
Gotta keep
results.
you humble.
It's okay. You know
Gotta
what?
keep you humble,
It was just one of those days. No, honest to God, we did have to be humbled because we were just
getting a little too big for y'all's
destroying
britches.
everybody.
Put the britches out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay though. Still looking good for a nice strong seed and a playoff run.
I think we're in second place now.
Love that.
Well, you
Yeah.
7-2?
No, we're 5-2 now.
Oh, 5-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have 4 more games left.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna finish on strong then. All right.
Yeah.
I like this. I like it. I like it a lot.
We got to go show our support for a couple of them. Maybe once they get to playoffs.
Oh,
I'm glad they
playoffs.
don't need me this year. But
Yeah.
I didn't want. I really wanted to go
Awesome.
watch y'all play against Odyssey last night, but I was like, I haven't been to the ballpark yet for CHGO softball this season. I don't want to jinx this winning streak they're on by showing up.
I think you were just questioning yourself too much, and it threw off our whole vibe and our whole atmosphere.
You don't mess
we
with a
got-
pitcher in the middle of a perfect game. And I was like, yo, this CHGO softball team is cooking.
They were cooking.
I'm going to keep my distance.
Hot grease. He said, "Stay away." But playoff time, it's gonna be on. All right.
I should
Okay.
have stayed away.
I'm be there to talk.
You
shit.
know what you could do to make sure you have everything you need when you're heading to the Diamond?
What's that, Matt?
Do a little shopping at Foco.com first. Get fitted out in the best sports gear around. Hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, and everything in betwixt. It's baseball season. July. Aloha shirts, straw hats, polos. You need all those things. Bags to go to and from the ballpark. Everything you need for enjoying your baseball summer days. Plus, shout out to them for helping us decorate our awesome sets here at CHGO Studios.
Thank you,
That
Kevin.
donated several of these cool pieces you see behind us. They showed us that love. Show them some love, and they'll show it right back to you in the form of a 10% off discount code. You know what it is.
What is
CHGO.
Talk slow
Check
to
out Foco.com. That's FOCO.com. Or click the link in the description below if you're watching on the YouTubes. For all non-presale items, again, that promo code is CHGO for 10% off your order.
Oh, it's awesome. Thank you, Inside the Chicago Bulls. Appreciate you, sir, or madam.
Hey,
Appreciate you.
inside the Chicago Bulls.
Yes.
Whoever is running that account is in the madhouse somewhere right now.
Inside, yes, they are inside.
Maybe
Inside.
maybe the Advocate Center.
Maybe.
I suppose it's possible.
Maybe.
You think it's Gar?
You gotta let him go, Matt. He can't hurt you anymore.
Dude.
He can't hurt you.
Seeing him in the flesh he just
That was so funny.
like a brain worm.
I really wish my voice was working because I would have went over there and spoke to my man, my God,
Yeah.
young Gar.
Your man Gar, who pretended not to know what our show was,
and
and then
his
got
wife-
called out on it by his wife.
Oh, see,
Thanks,
Matt, this is why I
thanks,
don't-
Mrs. Foreman.
So I don't trip on that. Everything works like it's supposed to. Everything works out exactly how it's supposed to. Hey, Laura Lou's in the place to be. We're talking Zach, so yeah, she's
Laura
showing up.
Lou,
What up, Laura?
welcome back. Nice to see
Good
you.
to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
All right, let's talk NBA futures bets. I was on DraftKings this morning, Dave, and I saw, I think it was our guy Rick Camp. Shout out to Rick Camp.
Shout out.
Friend of the pod.
I'm Fat
Fat Podcast with our guy Jay Zawoski,
Boom.
longtime 670 guy. He was saying, oh, look, some of these NBA futures bets are starting to trickle out. Not just who's going to win the title next year, which is always up like as soon as the last season's title is over, but over under win totals and which teams are making the playoffs from each conference. I want to talk about it. So let's start with win total, because this one to me is very interesting. Sorry, I didn't mean to get you while you were taking a sip. I don't think I see a lot of surprises in the top four, which is Boston, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Philly, as far as Eastern Conference teams and win totals. We'll get to the Bulls in the middle later of the pack in a second. Boston has the most projected wins of any East team with 53.5. Milwaukee, 52.5. Cleveland nudging ahead of Philly. Actually, so both projected at 49.5 wins. Cleveland odds slightly better for those 49.5 than Philly's.
Okay.
5 and 6, Miami, 48.5. New York, 44.5. So a pretty big drop there between Miami and New York.
Pretty big.
And then another big drop here as we move from 7 through 10. The Hawks at 7th, 42.5 wins. Indiana, 37.5. Brooklyn, Also, 37.5. Our Bulls, also 37.5. And of the odds of all those teams, Indy, Brooklyn, and Chicago projected at 37.5 wins, the Bulls are ordered last of the three with slightly higher odds to get to 37.5.
Okay.
More difficult odds, I should say.
Yes, I understand.
So basically, 37.5 wins, Dave.
Yeah.
What do you think about that number, and what do you think about it compared to some of those other teams that are in that grouping that the Bulls are in?
It's horse crap. You can't improve as a team and then be worse. I just can't see that.
The Bulls won 40 games?
40 games. Got better, and now you win 37. I can't see that. The logic in my skull doesn't work that way. So that's why I'm like, I'm not believing that shit. So, I mean, I'm looking at these other teams. Let's say Brooklyn didn't get better. You know, they fell off on the guys. So, obviously, their win totals went down, 37. Makes sense. Indiana got better. You know, so they'll be up, which is why they're at their 37. Makes sense. I get it. You know, Atlanta, even though I don't think they got really better or did anything, you want to give them the 42, just, all right, fine. You know,
They finally traded John Collins.
yes, they did trade John
Good
Collins.
for you.
Shout out. We'll see how it goes for them. You know, Miami, you know, went to the final. I get it. You know, give them the wins, even though I don't think it's going to be that high. But I guess they're basing that on Dame being
Just
there.
with the half of an assumption that Dame's going to show
Yeah,
up.
yeah. If you're based on that assumption, no problem. All right, fine. 48, I get it. I mean, the top four, yes, of course, they're the top four. I completely understand that. The Knicks, sure, they got better. You know, give them the 44 wins. I don't think they'll fall off at all. So basically, the only team you're telling me that did something and got better and it's going to be worse is the Chicago Bulls. I can't understand that. And I'm going to need someone to explain that kind of logic to me because I just don't get that. You get 40, your top 5 defense, your shooting was atrocious. You under 30 attempts back-to-back seasons, dead last back-to-back seasons. So, but your three-point shooting improves, and your defense, and you know it's top 5. You definitely got better there as well.
Right.
You know, with those guys that you have, and you're like, yeah, still going to be worse. You got to explain that too. I guess they're saying these teams that got better are just going to be so good enough that they'll be beating the Bulls better.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is, but I don't see that.
You know, the Pacers at times looked like a dangerous, good young team last season. Halliburton misses a chunk of time, and they basically fall apart. And then once he's healthy enough to come back, they're like, oh, well, we're kind of already steering towards a tank and a higher pick, so let's shut this down.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, people in the comments agree with you, Dave, that 37.5 looks low.
Yeah.
Corey, first comment of the day, said hammer the over with the hammer emoji and everything. I appreciate that, Corey. Way to go.
Come on, Corey.
Drewish, another one of our regulars, saying taking the over on our Bulls. Dupes, another regular, saying you got to hammer that over for the Bulls, right? Like they only fall sub 40 wins if one of the big three get hurt. Oh, I'm sorry, one of the mid three.
Mid three. Well done.
Almost breezed right past that.
Well done.
Get hurt.
Well done.
So that point brought up by Dupes, though, I think is maybe a fair one.
Yeah.
Laura also chiming in, saying probably thinking injuries are imminent since we were so lucky last year.
Okay.
That Bulls big three or mid three, whichever you prefer, played the most of any trio of teammates across the entire NBA season last year.
Yeah, definitely healthy.
They were very healthy. Alex Caruso played a career-high number of games.
Saying something.
Other than Javonte, who had a really rough year with the knee, coming back, the knee again, and Lonzo collecting dust, they were a very healthy team.
Yeah.
A very healthy team last year. Do they get that lucky again, especially for half of their roster being vets who are aging? Like, credit to Vooch. He played 82 games last year.
Yeah.
Is he playing 82 again this year? Maybe. I mean, he's been pretty durable since he got here.
He definitely been durable.
DeMar is one of the most durable as hell players in the NBA and has been for most of his career.
Yeah.
But then that makes you wonder, well, are they taking likelihood of injury into account for all of these teams in their win totals?
That's what I'm saying.
Or just the Bulls?
Just the Bulls.
Because I'm sorry, they had 40 wins last season.
Yeah,
they coughed up 6 or 7 games that I could rattle off the top of my head right now. I won't because it would just infuriate me.
has
And
to
it's
be
late
thrown.
July. I don't need to get that worked up right now.
Facts.
They somehow lost 2.5 wins off last season's win total, despite adding 2 guys that we all believe are going to be inserted into their starting lineup and make them better.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Like, there it is. I knew it was coming. Man, I knew it was coming.
I tried to hold it off.
Resist it,
I really
man.
tried.
You tried. Come on. As soon as you mentioned it, you knew where this was going.
Damn you, odds makers.
We've watched this movie.
Worked up.
We know how this goes, man.
On a Tuesday in July.
But it just doesn't make sense. Because you talked about the durability, which is true. Like these guys, oh my God, Shirtless Wonder threw me off because he had a green hat on.
Green hat?
He's got a green hat on. Shirtless Wonder's got a green hat.
Is that a bucket hat?
It looks like a bucket hat. Looks like a bucket hat for the Wonder. Nice green hat. One with a splash of color. You know what I mean? Maybe you heard us talking about Jaylen Brown.
Maybe he's a Celtics fan. Maybe he's a Celtics fan celebrating today.
All right. Well yeah. That would be a wonder. And hitting that heater.
Ooh.
I got the heater.
That is 100%
90
a bucket
degrees
hat.
out with the heater. Shout out to my guy. But yeah, like talking about the durability, like Vooch, this is not out of the norm. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at the career games. Like there's several games where he's over 70. You know what I mean? There's one he's 80. You know, like it's not weird. You know what I'm saying? Or not out of the norm. You mentioned DeMar. It's not out of the norm for him to play those games. You know, Patrick Williams. It's not the only way he was out of norm is because he actually broke his wrist. And then when he came back before anybody thought he would and continued to play, it's not out of his norm to be out there on the floor constantly. The only person was it was Zach, because Zach is usually, you know, have nicks and dings and stuff, you know, to deal with. And he got a little healthier. You saw it at the beginning of the year. Remember how he started those first 2 games, you know, resting, you know, because of that knee.
Right.
So Zach is probably the only one out of that big 3. You're like, oh, man, Zach is pretty durable, you know, for the second half of this year. Wow, he's been durable. So that's the only surprise right there. Everybody else is not a surprise. They play. They get out there, man. And so I don't get it. I just don't understand it. Ayo, another guy who's always pretty durable. Kobe White's pretty durable. Yeah, it's just what it is, man. Like, those guys are pretty durable out there, and they're going to be out there playing, and they're going to be better. And they're going to be better. So I don't get it. Just don't know.
So, I mean, like, look, if you're the betting type, especially on NBA games, if you like betting about the Bulls, 37.5, I am saying right now, today, with everything we know about this roster and assuming healthy, hit the over on that 37.5.
Slap it hard.
And if you want, you know, a little bit of a better payout, assuming that does hit, maybe push it to 38.5. Maybe push it to 39 even. I saw somebody in the comments just now saying 42 or more.
Run that.
Run that. Here's where it gets a little bit more of like a I'm not so sure to me.
Okay.
Which is the odds on East teams going to the playoffs.
Okay.
So actually, before we get to that, let's knock out a couple more quick ads. Then we'll come back and wrap up with NBA Eastern Conference playoff odds.
Yes.
Big Dave, who's next?
First of all, shout out to Robert Chandler, who says that he really enjoys my ad reads. Said that in the comments. He likes it, man. He's found me saying betwixt, what do you say, unnecessarily hilarious.
That's why people are here.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah,
I
we'll
appreciate
talk some
that.
Bulls.
So this one is for you.
We all know.
And guess what it's about? Beer!
Oh!
Beer!
This kind?
That kind!
I love this kind.
It's good. You drink it down when it hits your lips.
Tastes so
good when it hits your lips. Oh, do one more time for me, Sarah. 2 times. I like it. Goose Island Beer Company. That's who we represent. We like good beer. And Goose Island, guess what? Has phenomenal beer. Why? Because they win. Who wins? That one right there. That Goose IPA, that green one.
No matter what, all they do
is win, 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 Matt.
Boom.
You know, money on their mind. They never give it up. That's why it's green. 6-time medal winner. That's right. It's how I roll, Matt. 6-time medal winner, y'all. The Great American Beer Fest. They didn't fall ass backwards into a medal and just stumble into a second one. 6 of them things they got around their neck. That means they are the realest. Also, the Tropical Beer Hug, a.k.a. the Herb Lawrence. 9.9% alcohol. Oh, my Lord. Dangerously easy to drink. It is so true. It is truly dangerously easy to drink, and it's so delicious. I watched Herb chug 3 of them things in under 30 seconds. I still don't understand it. It was amazing to watch. Shout out to Herb Lawrence, man. Of course, the classic 312 Wheat Ale. And the Big Dave and Matt Peck favorite, the Full Pocket Pilsner. The Full Pocket Pils, the everyday beer of what the Brewers are drinking and what the people who are drinking what the Brewers are drinking are also drinking. Yes, and of course, the Mark K. Matilda. Shout out, Colin. Let me shout you out. The Matilda.
You know it.
You know Mark K loves that Matilda, man. That's how he rolls with it. So, either one you want to roll with, go on and grab you one of them ultra fresh, exclusive beers, y'all, at the Goose Island Original Brew House on Clybourne Avenue in Lincoln Park, or the Tap Room on Fulton Street in West Town, because it's the Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago's beer, the true taste of Chicago.
Quick reminder and shout out again. We didn't mention this at the top of the show, but speaking of awesome events that we're doing this summer, CHGO's Kickoff Classic at Cog Hill coming up on August 25th. That's just a week and a half after our Crosstown Takeover Part 2.
Part 2?
So many fun things going on this summer.
Part 2.
Sign up if you want to come out and show off your golf skills. Friday, August 25th. At Cog Hill Golf Course number 2. You sign up for this on our CHGO website under those events. Exclusive CHGO Pins and Aces crossover polo. There, you see it right there on your screen. Thank you, sir. Comes with signing up to participate in the Kickoff Classic.
Sign it up.
Plus, hole contests on top of the 18 holes with a cart that goes along with participating in this classic. Giveaways and prizes. Lunch, drinks, a celebratory ceremony after the round of 18 is complete.
Yeah.
Plus, diehards out there.
What they get?
You getting a discount to this Cog Hill CHGO Golf Classic.
Shut your face.
Of course you are. Which, great reminder, now's the time. Sign up to become a diehard if you aren't already. To get a discount to the CHGO Cog Hill Classic. To put a discount, 20% diehard discount on top of our summer sale we're having at the CHGO Merch Lager right now.
Come on, man.
Plus all those other benefits of being a diehard. The premier, elite, exclusive content.
Exclusive.
Perhaps most exciting of which is Adam Hogue's Bears Things newsletter.
Isn't that amazing?
Training camp starts today.
Today.
You need Adam Hogue's Bears Things.
Right now.
In your mailbox.
Yes, you do.
Every week.
All the time.
Diehard Bears fans. God, I'm so excited for football.
Football's coming, man.
Football's
coming! And guess what else I found out? That they are now putting the NFL Network back on AT&T Uverse.
There you go.
Oh, I'm charged.
I'm so happy
I'm so happy. I can't wait. Oh, and Red Zone. I get Red Zone, too. Oh, my life, Matt.
If you don't have Red Zone, what are you doing with your life?
Oh, I can't wait. Man, I'm so excited. It was dark days. Dark days without that network. Oh, it was tough.
I feel so bad having known that you were going through that.
It was a
and
tough
now
time,
I feel
man.
much better knowing that you are exiting these very dark times.
Should have saw me in Vegas when I found a NFL Network. I'm just watching like, wow. Oh, I missed you so.
Sign up to become a CHGO Die Hard and get that awesome Die Hard member kit with all its cool stuff, the free shirt you get when you sign up, all the cool stickers and decals, and a discount to come participate in our CHGO Kickoff Classic at Cog Hill, August 25th.
Yeah.
You going to swing some clubs?
Probably not. I'll drink some Sixer in the roadie, though.
Hey! I'm just going to show up with my Pins and Aces beer sleeve. All right, y'all. Who's putting bets on who's winning this thing?
Not me, because I'm drinking.
All right. Getting back on track, talking about Bulls and NBA teams' future odds on DraftKings right now. AK, our guy with the super chat, saying, I've got the Bulls somewhere between 43 and 46 wins. Bulls lost like 10 games because of refs and a lack of shooting. Also, not every team has improved in the East. Every team likes to make the argument that they've improved unless they're a team purposefully steering towards tanking.
Washington.
In his pocket. Yes.
It's true.
43 to 46 sounds optimistic to me. That's on the optimistic end of where I see them, but I sure as shit see them better than 37 and a half.
Yeah. Seriously.
So, to that end, here are the playoff odds for teams in the Eastern Conference as of DraftKings this morning.
All right.
So the order is the same. Boston, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Philly. That's your top four.
Yeah.
Boston all the way at minus 6,000 to make the playoffs. Milwaukee 5,000. Cavs 1,200. Philly 800. So a big split between the top 2 and 3 and 4. Miami also at minus 800 right there with the Sixers. The Knicks, big drop off, minus 380 to make the playoffs.
All right.
And then, same 7 through 10, Hawks at minus 230 to make the playoffs. Then Indy, the first of the teams with actual payout better odds to make the playoffs unexpectedly at plus 145. Also right there at plus 145 are the Brooklyn Nets. Bulls plus 150 to make the playoffs. I don't know about you, Dave, but I feel a lot more comfortable throwing some money at the Bulls, hitting that 37.5 win total over and doing so comfortably than I do about them making the playoffs. Because this is 1 through 8 actual got out of the play-in playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what this betting and these numbers are.
Okay. Out of the play-in.
Do I think the Bulls can win more than 37.5 games? Absolutely I do. Am I confident that they are going to lock themselves into a top 6 seed and avoid the play-in tournament and possibly lose the play-in tournament? I am less confident about that.
Okay. Where's my confidence level that they'll make the playoffs? It's higher that they'll make the play-in than they'll make the playoffs.
Well,
I'll say that. But I do think they'll make the playoffs.
A comes before B in the alphabet.
Yes. But I will say I think my confidence is higher than yours that they'll make the playoffs, that they'll be one of those seeds and they won't be in the play-in. They got better. Like, that's all I wanted them to do was get better. And the only thing to match that defense would be some offense. And they went out and got that. All right? They didn't just double down on not shooting again. They said, we're going to get some guys who can actually go out there and shoot the three-point shot. You actually got to solidify the most important position on the floor, which is the point guard position, who can play your defense, who can shoot your threes. You got a guy like Torrey Craig who can also shoot your threes, play your defense, man. And the guys you've re-signed will have that continuity. Oh, I said it. Trigger! To go ahead and move the Bulls forward to get to that playoff. I think they'll make the playoffs, bro. I really do. I think they'll make the playoffs. I'll say it.
I see it as a possibility. I don't see it as anything close to a certainty. I just don't.
Yeah, you wouldn't put your house on it.
Bulls for life in the comments saying I'm going a big 50 wins for the Bulls.
I'm not there, Bulls.
Let's pump the brakes.
Not there. I'm going to have to see that.
50?
Yeah, let me see that first.
Look, I don't know which teams in the East I necessarily fear more than I feared them last year. All I know is that by my math, 2 for sure, and then probably 3 more on top of that, teams in the East are coming into next season more talented than the Bulls. I can confidently say 5 are more talented than the Bulls.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, because, again, it's all Dame dependent.
Right.
When you're talking about Miami. It's all Dame dependent. If they get Dame, your 5 are locked up.
Yeah.
It's locked up.
I mean, if the Heat get Dame, Boston, Milwaukee, Philly, Miami, Cleveland, there's your top 5 in some order in the East.
Yeah, that's done deal.
Then the Bulls are fighting 6 other teams for the 6th seed to avoid the play-in.
So you're fighting the Knicks, Atlanta, Indiana, according to just what they're saying.
Right.
Knicks, Atlanta, Indiana, and Brooklyn. You find those teams. Brooklyn I ain't worried about. Indiana got better. Still not worried about them, though. Atlanta I'm never worried about. The Bulls always play well against Atlanta. And the Knicks is going to come down to, because that's the team. They got better, all right? That's going to be the squad for them. So it's about their health. If they're not worried about the Bulls' health, I'm worried about that health. I watched Jalen Brunson play every single minute in the last game of the season for them. I don't know where Julius Randle is mentally, for that team. It always feels like he's ready to go. I mean, and kind of checked out a little bit, man. So
how many more times can he hear Tom Thibodeau yell at him?
Seriously,
before he snaps.
Seriously, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Pete Carlissimo is just right there. Spreewell might go down.
Shout out
man.
Spree.
Might go down, but Tibbs ain't PJ Carlissimo. Tibbs will fight you back, like for real. But yeah, those teams don't necessarily worry outside of the Knicks, because that's actually a for real team that makes the playoff. That's what they do. It's a Tibbs. They go to, however you feel about Tibbs, they go to the playoffs, bro. That's his MO. We going to the playoffs, and they got better. So that's going to be interesting to see, and that will be the fight, which is why I can't put 100% guarantee on it that they'll make the playoffs. But I do feel they're good enough to go to the playoff. I think they'll win.
Speaking of maybe not guarantees, Laura Lou in the comments saying, do we know Philly is a guarantee?
Yeah.
If they don't get a lot back for James Harden and then Embiid tries to force his way out, that is certainly a possible result in the NBA Choose Your Own Adventure book next season. Do I think it's the most likely outcome? Yeah. No, I don't. Even if Harden forces his way out, there's still a lot of other talent on that Philly team that I think Embiid everybody freaked out when he was doing that interview, whatever that was last week, and he was saying something about my focus is winning a title. All I want to do is win a title. Now that I've got the MVP, I want to win a title. Right. And then he put that little extra clause saying whether it's here in Philly or somewhere else.
Right.
And everybody was like, oh, my God, Embiid's about to ask for a trade.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. We'll see.
If Harden's gone and the return for Harden is meh, but Embiid's still there and those other pieces are still there, that's a playoff team.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's a playoff team.
If the MVP of the league is still there on your team, it's a playoff team, dog. That's the bottom line for me. Embiid is there, you're going to the playoffs. Sorry, you got Nick Nurse. You're going to the playoffs. Like, that's just what it is, all right? Maxey is a monster, all right? They're going to go to the playoffs. I have them in. Yeah, I have them in pin.
Yeah.
They're going to playoffs. If Embiid is still there and all that's happening, they're on their way. So, everybody, the five are locked up. Yeah. Of course, there's always room for stuff because there's always a monkey wrench in every season. Mm-hmm. Like Miami was that last year in the playoffs. So it's always one of those things that happen during the season that you're not prepared for. Maybe the Bulls could be that team. I don't know. Maybe Indiana's that team. I don't know. Those things could happen. So you can do all the logic you want, but you have to leave room for the unknown when you're talking about these things.
Oh, Laura Lewis throwing bombs.
What's Laura Lewis saying?
Fraudulent MVP, but sure, we're not having that conversation today, Laura.
Oh, don't do that.
We're not having that conversation today.
That man was the most valuable player.
Does he have the trophy?
He's got it.
Does he have the trophy in his possession?
He does.
He's the MVP.
It's his.
Henry in the comments, Bulls can win 45 this year. Optimistic on Zach, Kobe, and P. Will.
All right.
There's plenty of optimism here.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Bulls for Life, who's the one who said 50 earlier, said, hey, man, a guy can dream, can he? Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
You sure can.
And don't you stop.
Go ahead and dream.
Just
like
small
our
town
guy
girl.
Cody over here is dreaming about 90-win Cup seasons.
Cody, we've been
every
talking about
year.
You for like the first 5-10 minutes of the show.
He's just trying to stay cool with that family.
Talk about you and how much I'm going to come around you and give you some of this love.
How you doing,
I'm concerned, Cody?
You doing okay?
I'm concerned.
You hanging in there? Yeah. He's hanging in there, guys.
You stopped drinking because you worried about yourself?
No. We were talking about the beer bat. Oh, yeah, I banned the beer bat. They don't deserve a beer bat.
Yes. He cut out the beer bat. He's not doing it. We're going to hang out, Cody. Just gonna put me down on the calendar.
Put good vibes.
We're gonna hang out.
Put good vibes on him.
We're gonna hang out. I gotta get this up out of him, man.
Dupes is telling Bulls for Life to not put his money on the Bulls winning 50 wins this season. So we got some believers and some non-believers. Like I'm not, like I said, I don't believe in 50. I do believe in more than 37 and a half.
Definitely believe more than that.
Disrespectful jerk faces. My God. I'm usually not one to bitch and moan about the Bulls and win total over-unders that get set before the start of the season.
Okay.
When the ones that came out this past season were set, I was like, yep.
Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah,
about right.
37 and a half.
It's a little disrespectful.
Come on, man.
Yeah, can't get better and be worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just don't know how that works, honestly.
Yeah.
Can't see that. But we'll see. We'll see what the season holds. What it's holding for the beloved Chicago Bulls. We will see.
Chicago.
That's
it. We are out of time for today. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Don't forget, grab your tickets to part 2 of the CHGO Crosstown Takeover happening at Wrigley next month, August. If you're going to the Sox game tomorrow, the Sox Cubs on the south side, find our crew. Come hang out with them. Say hello. They'll be in section 529.
Yeah.
And pre-gaming out in Oak Forest? Oak Forest. Also, merch sale. CHGO Summer Sale going on right now. Don't even need a promo code for it. Just go and find everything either 50% off and most everything else 25% off at that CHGOlocker.com. Thank you, Sarah. We are back tomorrow. Also, note on Showtime, we will be earlier in the day tomorrow so that everybody going and participating in Crosstown Part 1 tomorrow night can get out of here and get done and get ready to go on the earlier side of things. So we will be live starting at 11:30. She's going to be working hard tomorrow.
I was going to say, it's literally all because of me.
It
It's because I
yes.
was like, I need some time to
Yes.
get over there and finish stuff up here at the studio.
Anything we can do to help,
And
Sarah.
we accommodate.
Damn right.
We accommodate.
Team.
Yes, sir. So 11:30 a.m. Central Time. We will be here back in studio tomorrow. Not you don't even have to wait a whole day. This is worth of hours, and then we'll be back here in studio doing another show for y'all. Our guy Will to Go Golly will be back.
Yes.
Until then, you can follow Big Dave on Twitter at BAWL Sports. I am at Bulls_Peck. Our guy Will to Go Golly, Will_Gottlieb. Mark K at MK Hoops. Shout out and thanks to our wonderful producer Sarah, who is going to try better on Game Time next time.
Yeah, it won't be hoops.
She promises, right?
Just try better. That's all I'm just going to tell myself. Just be better.
Just be better.
When in doubt,
Be better.
add volume. Just never let me down.
It's a theater guy right there telling you. Believe it.
That's right, Colin. In the AM, 11:30
right.
a.m. to
AM.
12:30 p.m.
AM.
Just bridging your noon hour tomorrow with y'all.
That's right.
We are out until then. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that thumb on your way out if you haven't done so yet. We will talk to you tomorrow. Plenty of baseball coverage coming up here on the CHGO Sports YouTube channel later tonight.
Tons.
Keep it locked right here. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See you, Red. Be good.